Hey guys, it's me, Seren, back with another video. I'm feeling much better. Still have a bit of a lingering cough, but overall I'm a ton better than I was. Wanted to film this quick car video while I warm up my car. You might hear me cough. I'm about to cough. And that is my little bit of sickness that is still holding on. But I want to do this brief video because a lot of you guys have been hitting me up about this movie that they're making, this Fred Hampton movie. It's gonna star Daniel Kaluuya and Lakeith Stanfield, with Daniel Kaluuya as Fred Hampton, and Lakeith Stanfield is basically gonna be playing the FBI informant, the person that worked with the FBI and ultimately ended up really giving them a lot of the information to stage what ended up becoming the murder, the assassination of Fred Hampton by the FBI, by the United States government. Lakeith's gonna be playing that role, and the film is gonna be from his perspective. You guys know I love Lakeith, like that's the homie, but like, no. No. Daniel Kaluuya playing Fred Hampton is a motherfucking no for me. It's a dub. Ryan Coogler is in charge of the project. As we've spoken about previously, like I've said, Ryan Coogler really just gives me the vibe of like a, you know, we lost type of Black American, you know, we don't know where we came from, we don't know where we going, we need to get on our knees and, you know, suck off African daddy type a person. We don't have no nothing. Similar to some of the stuff that like Michael B. Jordan has said, the two of them, they were on their Black Americans Ain't Shit tour, you know, this time last year, doing their press circuit for Black Panther after Black Panther came out. If you have not seen my Black Panther review video, or I was on a panel with Al Jazeera Plus last year talking about some of the meanings behind that movie. I'll include links to all that stuff in the description box. And so now Ryan Coogler is in charge of making this movie. It's gonna be called Jesus Is My Homeboy. It's not even in pre-production yet, so it's still a ways away, but I still feel some type of way. A lot of people have been saying they feel some type of way about the casting of Daniel Kaluuya to play Fred Hampton, that it's inappropriate, again, just like Cynthia ERIVO playing Harriet Tubman. And it's just like, these are real people. Like, they're Black American heroes, you know, like Fred Hampton was a leader of the Black Panther Party that, you know, was really charismatic, was a hugely important, you know, leader that rose up through the ranks really, really fast, preaching for Black American empowerment and economic empowerment, and was murdered at the age of 21 years old in his home. That's not a joke. That's not, it's important, it's serious. And I don't know, Daniel Kaluuya, like, who, like, it's interesting too, because like Daniel, number one, every time I see Daniel Kaluuya, I feel like that's the nigga from motherfucking Black Mirror, okay? Like, that's where I first saw this dude, was like Black Mirror. Like, I first even seen this dude in like some British television. Like, you are like a British, you're a Black Brit, you're like a Ugandan-British fucking actor or whatever the fuck. And like, it's not like, you've been in Black Panther, which obviously did really well, you've been in Get Out, which like obviously did really well, and so now it's sort of like his name is just getting like attached to these projects. He's in the middle of filming another role right now where he would be playing a Black American, this Queen and Slim movie. He played a Black American in Widows, which was just out. It's like, you have a whole career that's based off playing a Black American, a descendant of American chattel slavery, and now you're going to be playing Fred Hampton. It's not like, I mean, and it's not like you're some Idris Elba level, like they love talking about how these British actors have like all this acting chops and they've been like classically trained and they've like proven their acting prowess and this and that. It's like, actually, this dude has only been in like a handful of movies, like, especially if you're gonna compare him with somebody like Lakeith Stanfield, who's been around for like years now and has been in several, like more than just a handful of movies. Like, he's been in movies with like people that went on to like win Oscars and all types of stuff. And Lakeith And it's interesting too, because it's like we can't have a black American play Fred Hampton, but we damn sure can have a black American play the motherfucking informant, because like Lakeith is a black American, he's a descendant of American chattel slavery, so it's like perfectly fine to have the fucking black American play the snitch that led to fucking Fred Hampton getting killed. That's totally cool. But to have the actual role of Fred Hampton himself, a black American hero of the Black Panther Party, we're gonna pick. And like Daniel Kaluuya, of all people, why not like Trevante Rhodes? He's excellent. And he's been like so underused since Moonlight, which won Best Picture. It's like you've seen the nigga in Moonlight, and then you like seen him in Bird Box really, really randomly, and you like haven't seen him in anything since. And I actually think that Trevante Rhodes would be a really amazing Fred Hampton. He's like again, like super charismatic, but it's like super, I think he'd be really great for the role. I think the dude, I can't think of his name right now, but he was in the first Purge. The main character in the first Purge, I think could be really interesting. Like there's tons of actors, descendants of American chattel slavery, that are out here that can't get fucking work because they just like keep casting like Daniel Kaluuya, who's not even that great of an actor. I'm sorry, he's not. And he's not that great of an actor at portraying black Americans. His very first fucking film that anybody knew him from was Get Out, and his acting was critiqued by Samuel L. Jackson, who is a vet in the industry. And then you had people trying to throw Samuel L. Jackson, who's a black American vet in the industry, up under the bus for this unproven, unseasoned black Brit that they now have decided they want to cast in everything. And again, we can't even tell our own stories. We're not in control of our own narrative when it comes to Hollywood, obviously. And you have a lot of actual black Americans like Ryan Coogler, like Ava DuVernay, who have decided they're going to cast their lot in with these foreign black actors instead of ensuring that descendants of American chattel slavery have some type of legacy to fall back on, which is disappointing, which is really disappointing to me, because like I said, in 2019, a big theme of the year for me is legacy. And people have said, like, what are our actors gonna do? Like, we're gonna have to really start banding together to create and write and do our own projects, which I'm 100% behind, on some real legit, like, for us, by us, like, casting our own people, because we can't, no one in Hollywood, black or otherwise, is gonna do it, which is not a surprise to me, which is not something, Ava DuVernay has shown she can't be trusted at this point. She put foreigners in Selma. She put Lakeith in Selma too. Oh, and he got killed. Right. Ryan Coogler. I respect what he did with Black Panther, as I've said several times, but as a filmmaker, as a descendant of American chattel slavery, a black American filmmaker, I don't trust him to do what needs to be done. I don't trust any, but again, like, I'm an anti-capitalist, as you guys know. Like, I'm an anti-capitalist, like, I'm not political, like, I'm not in favor of the system as it exists in any way, shape, or form, or fashion. Like, I'm not gonna be supporting none of these movies, like, I'm not gonna be supporting Us. Jordan Peele is another one that cannot be trusted. They make these movies that are all, quote-unquote, about the black American experience, then they don't put no black Americans in their movies, or if they do put black Americans in their movies, it's as the snitch, or you gonna die, some shit like that. It's like, and I get it, they're playing the game because they're trying to make, big budget Hollywood productions. So they're playing the game just like everybody else, which is why I say that, like, and it's the same thing with, like, the politicians, and it's the same thing with all these capitalist ventures. Anything that involves operating within the system as it already exists is not going to work for black Americans, for descendants of American chattel slavery. The system is already designed to work a certain way against us, and just because they, have some foreign black faces, all skinfolk and kinfolk, in the immortal words of Zora Neale Hurston, that's her quote. A black American that was a cultural anthropologist that studied black American culture really, really specifically, and said, all skinfolk and kinfolk, everybody can't be trusted just because they're black. We're not all black the same, and there's a lot of people out here that don't have any type of understanding of what is happening in terms of this ethnic and cultural smudging of our culture, of our history, our ethnicity, and our heritage. They really don't care because they're just trying to get careers off the ground, be it acting careers, be it directing careers, be it production careers, be it they're just trying to get some awards and some accolades, which you've talked about previously, be it trying to get some more funding for the next movie. All this stuff trying to operate within the system, these people can't be trusted. So that's what I think about that. I still love Lakeith though. Lakeith, you know I still love you. So nothing against Lakeith, because he's doing his best, you know. He's doing his best. So that's what I think about that. That's what I think about that. I'm not gonna be supporting none of these movies. Like, I will not support any of these movies. Don't ask me to review them. Don't ask me if I'm gonna watch them. Don't ask me if I've seen the trailer for them. When the trailer comes out, I'm not supporting any of these movies. Just as I said, when I seen The First Purge, when I seen If Beale Street Could Talk, I was like, I look niggas up nowadays. Somebody also said they thought Stephen James from If Beale Street Could Talk would be good to play Fred Hampton. He resembles him. He's Canadian. He's not a black American. He does resemble him, though. Like, Daniel Kaluuya is, like, way down on the list of people that I would, like, personally pick. Like, nowhere close. Nowhere close. I won't be supporting any of these works. I look shit up. I don't support none of these TV shows. Like, I look shit up. I see who's in it. And then I decide for myself if I'm going to support something. The next thing that's coming out that I'm really excited about is Native Son with Ashton Sanders and Kiki Lane. I think that's going to be really good and really interesting. And it's probably going to get snubbed, just like If Beale Street Could Talk, because we actually have some descendants of American chattel slavery, some DACS actually telling some DACS stories. But I'm gonna support, you know, the stuff that I think is important. And definitely as a part of legacy and narratives, we also definitely need to recognize that, like, all skin folk aren't kinfolk, and, like, mainstream productions are just not gonna support us either, for the most part. So that's what I think about that. So for that, as always, see you guys next time. Peace.